Some of the audio clips used in this video were silenced, courtesy of Universal Music Group. Thanks, UMG.
It was 30 years ago today. Guns N' Roses told the press to say, releasing 2 albums in one day. And everybody said, no way. What do you mean it's been done already?
Hey everybody, this is TJR, and this is the follow-up to the previous video where I listened to Use Your Illusion Volume 1 for the first time in decades. And if you didn't see that video, just a real quick recap. Back when Use Your Illusion Volumes 1 and 2 first came out, I picked them up like most of the music buying public and listened to them and thought they were okay, but mostly wasn't all that impressed. So I decided to re-listen to Use Your Illusion Volume 1 and see how it felt after all these years, all these decades since it first came out, and see if I didn't hear it differently. And lo and behold, I did actually like Use Your Illusion Volume 1 a whole lot more than I remembered. And of course, you can watch that video if you like. I'll leave you a link, as always. And so now we want to go on to Use Your Illusion Volume 2. But before we do, a couple quick things. I got a couple comments saying, what about track number 11, The Garden? Why did you skip that track? And I thought, really? So I did a quick search, and lo and behold, I did. I'm not sure how that happened. I noticed that it comes right after November Rain, and then you've got The Garden, and then you've got The Garden of Eden. And so maybe that had something to do with it. So real quick, before we get to Volume 2, we're going to listen to The Garden, which features Alice Cooper. And as always, we'll, of course, shorten the audio for brevity, but also we may have to silence it due to copyright claims. And let's listen to The Garden from Use Your Illusion 1. Okay, I'm going to stop where the drums kick in. First of all, I really love this whole slow, very chill blues vibe. Love that smoky guitar solo in the background. Just beautiful sounding. And now the drums are going to kick in, so we're going to check that out. Okay, so that was the first couple of verses right there. Axl is so much better when he's not trying to do these rapid fire lyrics, which he was doing in Volume 1 in a number of the songs, where I said that was the weak point of the song, was that he was just trying too hard to get all these lyrics in. He's much better with these smoother, more where the melody lines are not, where the lyrics aren't so rapid fire, I should say. But this song has, a great build, great melody line. Axl sounds great, the band sounds great, and I know it's going to probably kick up a little bit more here. Here we go. Okay, that was Alice Cooper's cameo in the song, and wow, that was great, his rap. It's a rap, basically. And yeah, that sounded very awesome. I just love how it built. There was such a sinister feeling to it all. Killer. Let's hear the rest here. And what, we're about, we're only like not even 2 minutes in, and this song is like kicking my ass. So here we go. Okay, wow, that Axl's guitar solo just concluded, and that was spectacular, that guitar solo. I'm really shocked. I mean, shocked that I don't remember this. Yeah, amazing. Let's hear some more. Wow. So Alice Cooper comes back for a second cameo. And awesome. He fits this song like a glove. Wow. I'm really surprised that this album doesn't get more airplay. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that because I stopped listening to radio ages ago because radio sucks basically nowadays. But I'm surprised this song though does not get more mention, more discussion. This is just a killer effing rock song. Wow. And so I want to thank the viewers who pointed out that I somehow skipped this. I don't know how, I don't know why. But there we go. That was The Garden featuring Alice Cooper off Use Your Illusion 1. So let's now proceed with Use Your Illusion 2. And I'm looking here at the track listing right now. I'm just pulling it up here on Tidal. And I'm seeing here some tracks I recognize. Civil War. Of course, I remember this got quite a bit of radio airplay at the time. And I remember they premiered this track early in a live performance. I remember seeing that on TV. What else do we have here? We have a cover of Knocking on Heaven's Door. I remember that, of course. How can you forget that? Let's see, what else? I kind of remember this song called Pretty Tied Up. Kind of remember it. What else have we got here? So Fine, Estranged. Estranged is like 9 minutes and 23 seconds. I wonder if this is the song that I think it is. I remember this one really long song that just was just trying so hard to be epic. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. I remember My World, the last song, and it was like it's only 1 minute and 26 seconds. I'm looking at the time signature here. Yeah, and I remember that was a good little track and thinking that should have been longer. Okay, so we're going to start with Civil War. I remember liking this song a lot, and I can remember the song really well. So I don't know if I really have to say too much about it, but we're going to listen. Here we go. Yeah. My opinion about this song hasn't changed. This is a really great song, but what's really impressive about it, one of the things that really helps it is its wonderful production. The way you start with that beautiful guitar arpeggio, the whistle, there's Axl's vocal, his subdued vocal, and you have just, there's a point right where he sings that line that we just left off at, where you hear that that little, that dramatic note to highlight where we're going with this song. This is a great song. It's let's see, how long is this song? Yeah, it's about little under 7.5 minutes. And I remember back then it didn't feel like it. So we're just going to keep listening. Here we go. Yeah, this track builds so perfectly the way it transitions. That opening guitar chord, that big power chord, and now Axl moves from the more subdued vocals to his more aggressive vocals. I like how at this part, Slash doesn't just explode on guitar. He plays this nice smooth melody line, do da ba da 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 bam, and a power chord, and then he slides up this fret, do da ba da da boo da ba da da ba, just making the right musical choices, choosing to play less at the right time versus more at the wrong time. Yeah, and I think so many other guitarists, especially a lot of the ones that I grew up around, would have just, spent themselves, basically. They would have exploded. It's like, come on, build up. But yeah, Slash, he understands phrasing, he understands composition. Anyways, let's listen to more. That breakdown in the middle, where it slows down. And in my first memory, they shot Kennedy. Beautiful, breakdown there, where it becomes a bit more reflective and then builds back into that sense of anger, that sense of outrage. Let's hear some more. And the song manages to now successfully slide back into its original slow, more Western sounding opening, and then build right back up again to the intensity. And it does it all seamlessly. This is really such a well composed and arranged song. I love how the song seamlessly goes from that more slow hard rock, slow burning heavy blues to this honky tonk rhythm now, and does it without missing a beat. I wonder who's playing the piano there. Maybe that's Axl. I know he plays piano. Maybe there was someone else in the studio that played the piano on this track, but there is some great piano on this as well. Let's finish the song up. We're almost to the close here. Then there's this ending guitar with a very Jimi Hendrix vibe. And that great line at the end, of course. And the whistling comes back. It all comes back full circle. Very well. You know, this song is definitely deserving of its close to 8-minute length. It's very close to 8 minutes. 7 minutes and 42 seconds. It deserves every second of it, and it doesn't feel bloated or overweight. It's not trying too hard to be epic. It just is epic. And what a great track to start this with. So next we have a track 2, 14 Years. We'll give this a listen here. Okay, nice bit of heavy honky tonk. And the strongest thing about this song, and it's a good song, don't get me wrong, but the strongest thing about it is that piano. That piano, I think, really gives it its swing. So far liking this. I remember this now. I'd kind of forgotten when I started to hit play. I thought, I don't know what this song sounds like. But then once I heard that rhythm and that piano, that rhythm guitar and piano, I thought, yeah, I know this. Here we go. Love that guitar solo. It's all about the sound, because it's just, it's very simple. At the same time, it's very hard to execute it and make it sound as good as it does. It's very textural. It's not saying, hey, I'm the guitar solo. Instead, it's just adding this extra dimension and layer to the track. Great choices from Slash here on the guitar. Yes, and of course, then that solo builds and builds and builds, and Slash is great at this. You know, going from point A to point Z and just building it up as he goes. He really understands phrasing so well. Okay, let's keep listening. The piano on this is so killer. Okay, wow. Yeah, that's a really great track. 14 years, and it's been longer than 14 years since I last heard this, that's for sure. So the next track is track 3. It's called Yesterdays. I cannot for the life of me recall what this song sounds like. So let's play it. Here we go. Okay, I remember this now. It's coming back. Okay, I'm going to pause here. This track so far, and I don't think my opinion is going to change by the time we get to the end, has been pretty good. I hear a lot of potential when I hear this, but it feels like Axl's vocal delivery is a bit straining at the beginning, and I think he probably could have benefited from singing a little bit more subdued during the opening, and then building up more as he comes to the chorus here. I think it could have benefited from that. Also, it just feels like the band needed to build up a little bit more. Let's keep listening where I think it feels like we're going to get to a solo. Here we go. Really nice guitar solo there. and also the band, the way they transition underneath that solo, the chord transitions, nicely done. They could have just kept playing the same rhythm as the chorus or the verse, but they had this uniquely different bridge. That really elevated the song right there. Let's keep listening. Does that sound familiar? That piano line that we keep hearing, doom dum 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 dum, doom dum 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 dum, reminds me of the opening piano line to A Day in the Life by the Beatles. Let me know if you think the same thing, but played in like a repeated loop. Nice ending breakdown. Nice ending breakdown, though, I have to admit. They could have stretched that out, added some like guitar soloing and stuff, but they didn't. That's fine. Nice fade out. I think this is a really good song, but I think this song could have benefited from just a little bit more production work and maybe a little bit more work with the band, arranging it as far as the performance. It feels very loud in places where it doesn't need to. And I don't think that's because of overcompressing. It might be, but it feels like there's not enough dynamic range. And I don't know if it's the recording or if it's the band, but it just feels a little too, abrasive when it shouldn't. I would need to examine this song further to better explain what I'm hearing here. So next is track 4, Knockin' on Heaven's Door. Of course, the Bob Dylan song. I know this cover. I've heard it many times before. I remember thinking it was pretty good, liking it, but I almost feel like I don't want to even bother to listen to it. I don't think my opinion is going to be that much different, but let's go ahead and listen. Here we go. Okay, that was Knocking on Heaven's Door, track 4. 5 minutes and 36 seconds. A lot of mixed feelings as I listen to this. There's some great piano, by the way, during that breakdown also. I just wanted to mention it. It might be just that I have a lot of prejudice about this song. When I was, of course, being a working musician, just everybody and their mother was covering this song. And because it's easy, it's 3 freaking chords over and over again in a row. I remember even when I was in cover bands, sometimes we'd pull this song out. We'd never really rehearsed it or knew it, but we just pull it out and just, plunder our way through it. This sometimes was near the end of the night when we needed to fill in some time. We could stretch it out. Everybody's really drunk and rowdy and they're going, oh yeah, Guns N' Roses song, cool. Just to kind of finish things off and, get paid and get out the door. But yeah, so I have a certain amount of prejudice against this song for that reason, and maybe it's just me. There's a lot of good things going on in this version. Like I said, again, that breakdown where it kind of goes into the da-da, ba-da, it changes its rhythm, which is a nice break. The whole telephone bit with the telephone sounding very closely melodic to the rest of it, and then the little spoken word part where it's really hard to tell what's being said, but it sounds cool. Overall, that part is really cool. It helps to modernize it. This is a pretty good version, but it still feels like it's not worthy of its 5 minute and little over 5 minute and 30-second run. It still feels like it's tired. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just tired of this song. Who knows? But it's still pretty good. I think it's pretty darn good, all in all. Depending on my mood, I might listen to it or I might skip over it, just depending on my mood. Hey, everybody. I had to leave halfway in the middle of listening to this album. Something unexpected happened and I had to go away. I am back now. And so we just finished with Knockin' on Heaven's Door. That's where we left off. Now we're going to go to track 5, entitled Get in the Ring. And I do remember this track, mainly because there was a spoken word part where Axl Rose kind of dished out a lot of bile against music press, some of the members of the music press. Let's go ahead and play this track, though. I don't remember it musically all that well. Let's see what I think here. Here we go. Get in the ring. I don't remember this live opening. You know, I don't remember this kind of cool, chill, walking down the boardwalk kind of vibe to it. I don't remember this at all. It sounds cool so far. So they had this really cool, chill vibe going on, and then they suddenly just switch. It's real abrupt. There's no real good transition for it. But let's see what happens. Let's keep an open mind here. I'll be honest. I don't like the way the vocals are layered on this. Axl's done this in other songs where he's got one voice higher, one voice lower. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This is not working for me, though. I'm listening to more of these doubled vocals, and if you do doubled vocals, you've really got to sing consistently the same. And I can hear where one voice is fluctuating one way and the other voice is fluctuating the other way, and that's not working. It's just melodically not working. Let's listen to some more. Wow. Okay. I don't remember this at all, and I'm glad I didn't remember it. Wow. I don't know what this vocal is supposed to be doing or what it's trying to accomplish. This weird, muffled, garbled, deep vocal. Is there something wrong with my speakers? Is what I'm thinking here. I don't think there is, though. I think this is just the way it's supposed to sound. Yeah, that's really annoying sounding. Yeah, that spoken word part is probably the best part of the whole song. Aside from that nice, cool, chill opening, I'm going to talk more about that in a moment. Let's finish this off. Wow, I am not enjoying this. Okay. Yeah. I can see why I forgot this song. You know, they should have taken that chill opening part and made that a song. But they shouldn't have stuck that in front and then gone to this totally different sounding song. If they were going to go with this song, then they should just started it that way. Yeah, I think the thing about this song is, worst of all, is just the way Axl's vocals are recorded. He's capable of good vocals, of course, but the whole way they were layered, just not very good in my opinion. The band is oppressively loud on this track. I don't know if it's a compression thing. I know this was kind of pre-loudness wars, but the band sounds just oppressively loud. I don't know if it's the band or if it's just the recording, but it just feels like it's like a lot of recordings during the 21st century that were just really brick wall to death. Yeah. Anyway, though, so let's just move on. Wow, that was just, not very enjoyable. The next one is called Shotgun Blues, and this is track 6. Yeah, this song is being played too fast, although it could work if Axl could just smooth out his vocals a bit. I can hear this song working if, say, someone like Alice Cooper did it, oddly enough. Let's keep listening. Okay, yeah, that song is trying way too hard to be badass, and it's really failing. It's just so bloated and overboard. It's not worthy of its less than 3.5 minute running time. Yeah. Okay. That was 2 not very good songs in a row. Track 7 is called Breakdown, and I don't remember this one either. Let's see what happens. Okay, I call this introduction deliberately corny. It feels deliberately cliched. It's all these country western and country, not country, but western movie soundtracks distilled into less than 30 seconds in a way that is endearingly corny and deliberately, in my opinion. I like it. And after the last two, this is just light years ahead, 100 times better. Let's see what else happens here. Nice piano here.
We all come in from
This breakdown feels very too much like too many other songs, in my opinion. Let's keep listening. I like this tempo change. I like this whole change of style to it. This sounds very, it sounds very not Guns N' Roses. In fact, it reminds me of a lot of 80s bands. This deeper voice saying, "Let me hear you now." This part where it goes, "Break down, let me hear you now." That hasn't aged well. Slash's guitar solo sounds great here, but this song, we're about 3.5 minutes in, and this song feels a little bit, how shall I say, like it's about to break under its own weight.
you hear that?
Huh. Okay. You know, I had high hopes for this when it started, and throughout, there are a lot of interesting musical ideas going on. There's bits and pieces that work. But this song does kind of fall apart under its own weight. It's just trying to do too many things. It's not well focused, but it's got good ideas. It's a shame. I think some of the separate ideas could have been developed into shorter, tighter, much more enjoyable songs. Or this song as a whole, it needs some tightening up. But so many good ideas. That last one, as the fade out comes in, I think you've got a whole other song there that could be probably cooler than what we just heard. Next, we've got track 8, entitled "Pretty Tied Up." The Perils of Rock and Roll, it says here. Oh, it says The Perils of Rock and Roll Decadence. Sorry, the title is obscured here on title here, unless you hover over with your mouse. I kind of think I've heard this before. This is about just under 5 minutes. We'll give this a listen. I remember this little Eastern Indian flavor here at the beginning. Okay. Yeah, this track, it's under 5 minutes, 4 minutes and 47 seconds. And this also is just bloated. It just falls apart under its own weight. It's got some good ideas, just like the last one. It's got some good ideas, but it never quite achieves them. That ending is way too long. That jam ending, it's way too long and not terribly interesting. Yeah, it got boring. Maybe I'm still reeling from Breakdown, but it just got boring. Okay, let's hope for better here. Track 9, entitled "Locomotive Complicity." Here we go. You know, this nasally vocal that Axel's doing, this style of singing actually works for this song, I think, really well. In fact, I would have done a little processing on those vocals, let him sing in that nasally style, but do a little processing on it, maybe phase it, modulate it a little bit, just to make it sound a little even more surreal. But yeah, that's working. So far, I'm liking this. The vocals during this section are not working. And I'm realizing now I'm 2.5 minutes into a song that is almost 9 minutes. And I have a feeling this one's going to buckle under its own weight as well. Let's see what happens. And suddenly this song just perks up from Slash's solo. Really well done. He really perks this up. This ending here that it fades out with, it's very kind of, how shall I explain it, psychedelic disco sounding, is how I would describe it, is more interesting than the song that preceded it. Yeah, this song, aside from that ending, this song just buckles under its own weight. It's almost 9 minutes long. It's not worthy of the 9 minutes. It's just trying too hard. Whew, okay. There were a number of commenters on the video that I released on Use Your Illusion 1 who said, I listened to the whole thing and it's really bloated, and I think they're referring to this disc, to Use Your Illusion 2. Okay, so now we have a song called So Fine. It's just a little over 4 minutes. Let's hope for better now. The mood and vibe of this reminds me a little bit of their cover of Knocking on Heaven's Door, though. Let's keep listening. I have to actually stop and just take a look at the credits on this particular track here. The reason I had to stop because this felt like a Rolling Stones song. But no, the composition here, it says Duff McKagan, Izzy Stradlin, Slash with and Axl Rose. So it's a Guns N' Roses song. Okay. Okay. That's a pretty good track. Very nice, very enjoyable. Like I said earlier, it does feel like something that the Rolling Stones could have released. I like it. So after that, we have a song called Estranged that is over 9 minutes long, and I'm already feeling some sense of dread. So many of these songs have felt so bloated. And let's see what happens with this. I think I know what this one is here, but let's go ahead and play it. I do remember this track, and well, I'm not going to say anything. Let's just see what happens. So far, this is working really well. I'm surprised. Let's keep listening. Keeping my fingers crossed. I want to really like this. Okay. This mostly works. There's so many really good musical ideas in this. Throughout this, it feels like they keep trying to write like the next Stairway to Heaven. This feels like this is an attempt at doing that. This is like trying to create that epic song like Bohemian Rhapsody or Stairway to Heaven. It doesn't quite succeed in being better than those songs. This is a good attempt. Lots of good musical ideas. It maybe doesn't quite deserve its length of time, but this is better than a lot of the other attempts at being epic that I've heard. I'm going to hear this one a few more times in the future and see how it grows on me. I do remember this. I do remember this song, but yeah, it's trying real hard and it almost gets there. So next we've got You Could Be Mine, which is track 12. I do remember this song, and my memory is that I didn't like it. But let's give it a try. Here we go. Okay, this intro is a little bit over 1 minute, and so far working real good. Okay, this started great. I can see why I don't have I can see why I don't have a good memory of it. It's just too long. This should have been like maybe a 3-minute song. It started strong, but then it just got oppressively repetitive and just boring. I'm sorry to say. It just and the layering of all the instruments, the arrangements, is just oppressive. It just it's not an onslaught in a good way. I think this might have benefited from a sparser arrangement, but definitely needed to be shortened. There's potential here, but it's not met. After that, we have, of course, track 13, Don't Cry, alternate lyrics. This is the same track, if I'm not mistaken, as the first album. Don't know if I'm going to have too much to say about this. It's just a change in the lyrics. Okay. I'll just stop it here. This, same song, different lyrics. I like the first one, I like this one, but it's the same song, just different lyrics. Okay, this brings us to the last track, which is only 1 minute and 26 seconds. It's called My World, and if I remember correctly, I really liked this song. Let's check it out. You want to stay in my world? It's a source as I try. Guess what I'm doing now? I can't guess. Okay, let's finish it. Here we go. Okay, that's a long fade there on that note. That is a wonderfully over-the-top track. And it's only not even 1.5 minutes. I enjoyed that more than a lot of these other tracks that are just trying so hard to be epic. So definitely Use Your Illusion 1, much stronger album in my opinion. 2, not so much. A lot of really bloated tracks, a lot of songs that are just buckling under their own weight, yet many of them have really good ideas that don't get fully realized. A handful of really solid tracks, but that's it. Kind of the reverse of Use Your Illusion 1, where I liked most everything. There were a handful that weren't working for me. So it was interesting to revisit these after all this time. I think I might actually pick up a copy of 1. And I'm sure I'm going to listen to that album more often regardless, if nothing else on streaming. But 2, going to make a playlist. I'm not going to pick it up. At most, I'll just make a playlist and add the few songs that I like. But yeah. What are your thoughts on both of these? I know a lot of you commented already on the first one and talked about, both albums as a whole. But if you want to just comment on 2 versus 1 or 1 versus 2, and let me know your thoughts. A lot of you already told me, of course, that you prefer 1, and now I can see why. But still, even if you disagree, please share your thoughts. Let's hear what you have to say. Anyways, though, so it was interesting to revisit these, and I did at least discover that I liked 1 a whole lot more than I remember. So that's always a good thing, because your musical taste can change over the years. And this is definitely proof of that. At least Use Your Illusion 1. Anyways, though, everybody, if you like what I do here, be sure to click like, click subscribe, hit that bell notification so you can never miss a video. And I want to thank my patron supporters who are helping me make more videos. If you'd like to be a patron supporter, please go to patreon.com/TJRTheOriginal. And other than that, if you can't be a patron supporter, hey, just click like. And that helps out a great deal. And share these videos with anyone you think might be interested. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay safe and healthy. Take care.